Yo, good morning, people. Good morning. It is Tuesday. Whoa. Am I not plugged in, fam? My headphones not plugged in? Hold on. I gotta make sure everything is running smoothly first. Running smoothly. That's my headphones. Unplug. Plug back in. All right. It is freaking, there's a thunderstorm today. And not used to that right now. We went from just straight up like cold weather to summer, spring, and the weather here in Wisconsin is so on and off. It's like 50s, then it's like 80s, and now it's 50s again. So anyway, we're enjoying what we have while it lasts. I'm going to wait a little bit for people to hop on. I've been really enjoying going live every single day, and I want to continue doing this. Although it seems like maybe the morning is not the best time. I feel like people, especially this audience, people with pots like to sleep in. It's 9:41 where I'm at, Central Standard Time. I've been getting up again at like 6:30 in the morning so I can get a bunch of work done. I've been creating content, putting TikTok content together for POTS Syndrome. I started a new Instagram page for POTS. So you guys can reach out to me there if you have any questions. It's POTSFit, POTSFITT. That is the Instagram. And then I don't even know what the TikTok is, dude. I need to change video resolution. Well, I'm not going to do that, Shouty. I'm not going to do that. Wait, maybe I should. Hold on. Let me do that real quick. I don't even know how to do that, to be real. Okay, let's see if that fixed the issue. Good morning, people. I see some people in the chat right now. Go ahead and give this video a like, comment your questions. We're going to talk a lot today. I want to talk about, is chronic illness a choice? And the reason why this topic came up is because I posted this TikTok today. I posted a TikTok this morning, and it was basically, let's see, can I show you guys this and like let you listen to it? I bet you I can show you, I bet you I can screen share. Give me a second. I'm going to screen share my my thing. I'm gonna screen share this. Oh, dude, you can scan. No way, that was cool. All right. Sweet. All right, I'm going to show you guys the TikTok that I posted this morning and then tell you why this came up. So bear with me for just a second. Mac OS screen capture. Boom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't really care if you guys see the analytics to things. Doesn't make a big difference for me. Boom. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see. This is not what I meant to do. This is not what I meant to do. Boom. Let me redo that. Mac OS screen capture 3, display capture, window capture, TikTok. There we go. Boom. All right, cool. So this is the TikTok that I posted today. And yes, you can see that I Googled how to live stream.
Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work.
Boom. Here.
Work. Keep putting in that work. You know why? You were almost there.
Boom. Here.
Work. Almost there. Keep putting in that work. You know why? It's gonna pay off there. Keep putting in that work. Almost there. Keep putting in that work. You know why?
All right.
It's gonna pay off there. Keep putting in that work. Almost there. Keep putting in that work.
So that is how this came up. So now I'm not screen sharing with you guys. But somebody commented on there. I'm sure you guys saw it. I'm sure you saw that. Okay, there's a couple things here, right? The person put, glad you found a balance. Not many people have the choice as chronic illness is debilitating. And then the next person put, well, POTS is like that, LOL. And working out like that for most of us is not reality. Walking upstairs, going to the bathroom, eating takes every bit of energy. And there's one person who commented, yes, goals, one moment at a time. Look, I don't think that chronic illness is a choice. That's not at all what I want this stream to show or to make it seem like I think, because I definitely don't think chronic illness is a choice. You don't choose to get, well, actually, some people choose to get sick. Some people choose to have a crappy lifestyle, eat crappy food, smoke, drink, do drugs, blah, boom, boom, boom. Some of your choices do, in fact, have an impact on your health. Let's not pretend that they don't. However, sometimes chronic illness does come out of what seems to be nowhere, right? Like you just randomly get sick. But the choice is yours to take a mindset that pushes you forward or a mindset that pushes you backwards. I have dealt with people, or I have worked with people. I hate that I say dealt. I don't hate, right? We don't say hate. But I don't like that I say dealt with. So I'm trying to fix that. I have worked with people. I work with people who have been so sick where they're bedridden and they can't leave the house and they can't do anything. They have to sit down and shower. They have to sit down, to do anything. They can't go to work. But they made the choice to get a job that they can do from home. They made a choice to be active in their own capacity, right? This relationship with effort I talked about on my stream from this book that I've read, and from the video that I posted in the POTS community that I have. Your choice of effort. Effort doesn't look the same for everybody, but that doesn't mean that you don't have the choice to give some sort of effort. So these people that leave comments like this, well, POTS is like that, LOL, and working out like that for most of us is not reality. So yeah. No, I agree. For most of you that take that mindset, that take that sort of mentality and run with it, you're right. You are right. It's not your reality, and it's not going to be your reality until you make the shift in reality, until you make the shift of thought. When you are able to shift your mindset, that is when things can really take a turn. That is when you start becoming the master of your life and you start dictating your own terms. God, in my opinion, is the ultimate dictator of how your life will go. However, he gives you free will and he gives you the choice and the ability to change your circumstance based on what you do, the actions you take, and the way that you think. And this doesn't have to just be about this is not just a Christian narrative. This is like every narrative on earth. We have neuroscience that proves this. Your mindset shifts the way your life is. Let me show you guys another thing from this book, something that I think is amazing. Another quote here. Mind is everything. Muscle, pieces of rubber. All that I am because of my mind. And this isn't biblical, man. This is a book on sports psych, on sports psychology. How bad do you want it? Mastering the psychology of mind over muscle. Look, if you choose that working out the way that I work out is not a reality for you and it can't be a reality for you, you're right. But if you choose that it will and can be a reality for you someday, and you're going to work towards it, you are also right. I forget who the quote is, but it says, the man that says I can't and the man that says I can are both right. And that is true. And that doesn't mean that because you shift your mindset and you say, I'm going to be able to do CrossFit and be the world's fittest man, that doesn't mean that that happens tomorrow. It doesn't mean that it happens 6 months from now. It doesn't mean that it happens a year from now. But what I will promise you is that you'll be a step or two ahead from where you were today tomorrow. You keep taking those strides forward, you're going to be steps ahead than you were the day that you couldn't do anything. But these freaking weak mindsets, and I'm trying to be empathetic and sympathetic towards people because I understand not everybody is in the place to accept that you have some responsibility over this. I'm trying to be empathetic, but this weak mindset of not many people have the choice as chronic illness is debilitating. You're right. You're right. It's debilitating and you didn't have the choice that it happened. But you have the choice to start moving forward, to start progressing. And I've said this to clients in the past, right? Progress sometimes just looks like you're bedridden and now you're going to sit on the bed, on the edge of the bed. You did something there. You did something there. You're bedridden. Okay. You sat on the bed yesterday. Now you're going to stand up for the first time right next to your bed. The next day, you're going to take one step away from the bed. Progress looks different for everyone, and progress can take a lot of time or a little bit of time. That choice may not be yours, but the choice is yours to start progressing daily. That is your choice. You can find pockets of progress. You can find little wins here and there, and stacking little wins is the best strategy for anything in life. Anything. If you're not a reader and you want to be a reader, you read one sentence the first day, you read 2 sentences the next day, you read 3 the next, and then it turns into a page. After that, it turns into 2 pages. You guys see what I'm saying? You progressively overload your life, but you are the dictator of that. You are the person that makes that choice. I didn't choose to be bedridden or not able to swallow and have heart rate issues, but I did choose to take one step at a time each day and improve my symptoms through diet, meds, training. I went from not being able to take a hot shower or get off the couch or bed to working out with your help. It was a massive change just in the small steps I've taken there. That's amazing. It's choices. Everything is choices. You know, you sometimes in life you get dealt a hand of cards. But I like to say you got dealt a hand, but the dealer always shuffles the deck. The dealer always shuffles the deck. So use your cards and get a new hand. If you guys don't understand that and you're not willing to hear what I'm saying there, I don't really want to go too deep into it, right? But the dealer always shuffles the deck. If you guys are watching this and you like these streams, hit that like button, please. It helps pushes the algorithm, and hopefully we can help people become more positive in the POTS and chronic illness community and help more people out. This is really important. It's mind-blowing to me that people take these narratives and perspectives. The other reason why this is so mind-blowing to me is because there's no evidence to suggest that this is not manageable. There's none. The only data that people go off of to say that are other people's testimonies. And I'm going to be 100% frank. With me doing the research on other influencers, right? I'm doing research on other influencers in this space to get ideas. To be quite honest with you, I'm ripping people's ideas and I'm giving a twist on the ideas in my own way, because I see all these ideas are super negative. Like all the content out there, literally all the content is negative. And I think that the intention is not for the content to be negative, but it actually is. It perpetuates a cycle of negativity and people not being able to progress. It perpetuates this weird cycle because there's I'll show you guys another TikTok that I saw today that will demonstrate what I'm saying. let's go. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? What was that girl's name? Oh, you know what? It's an Instagram reel. So, okay. I'm actually not going to show you it because I don't think that I can. But, so there's this, where is she? The autoimmune OT. And this is her video. Can you guys see that? It says, POV, your lab results just posted, and now you're researching what other illnesses you may have developed, knowing your doctor is going to say your abnormal levels are fine and considered normal. So I understand what the sentiment that she's trying to push is, right? The idea is that she's trying to say, be your own health advocate. However, things like that type of TikTok can be super damaging because what you're saying is, go ahead and WebMD everything. Go ahead and figure out what possibly could be wrong. Could you imagine if we had a world where every single person, every single time they feel something abnormal, they go on WebMD and they try to figure out what's wrong with them? We'd have a world full of quacks. It's just facts. We'd have a world full of people who were constantly on edge thinking that they were dying. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be educated, but if you have POTS syndrome specifically, you know a couple things. You know you're going to have heart palpitations or what you think are heart palpitations. You know you're going to be dizzy. You know you're going to be lightheaded. You know you're going to have presyncope. You know that you're going to have some sort of anxiety of passing out. You know so many things. That doesn't mean that it's worth diving into. That doesn't mean that it's worth using an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours in some cases of your day WebMDing and researching all this stuff. What I like to say, and I'm doing a spin on this, I'll give you guys the idea of what the spin is right away, is my spin of that TikTok, that reel, is going to be me doing this, and then it's going to say right here, well, I can't show it to you guys, stop Googling your symptoms and deal with them. Because all of these influencers that I've seen on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube are all just talking about their symptoms. They're not talking about dealing with the mindset of your symptoms. They're not talking about, emotionally dealing with the baggage that you may have had before so that you don't have all these anxieties of your symptoms that you already know you're going to have. And oftentimes people with POTS, they think that their symptoms are, how do you say it? They think that their symptoms are, wow, the word completely escapes me, the brain fog, right? They think that they're new. They think that they're special. They think that, this is something I've never felt before. They think that, right? And oftentimes that's not true. Oftentimes you've felt this before. But we're told that these were the things that you might get. You've already WebMD'd the symptoms of POTS and you've seen the list. You've seen the hundreds of lists, the hundreds of symptoms listed on that list. You've seen that. But every time you feel something that might be a little bit different or it might freak you out a little bit more, you got to go on WebMD. It's just not productive. So my spin on this stuff is going to be, yeah, dude, you have the symptoms. Okay, cool. You knew that was going to happen. You knew that you'd have harder days than before. You knew that you would have easier days than before. You knew you'd feel good some days. You knew you'd feel good bad other days. So what? So what? None of that matters. Just deal with it. Just deal with it. We know how to deal with it. We know how, at least over here, we know how to deal with it. Make sure your nutrition is right. Make sure that your hydration status is good. Make sure you're taking in enough fluids. Hydration and drinking enough fluids are two different things. Make sure that your exercise program is progressive in nature and that it focuses on progressive overload. It focuses on intensity principles and it focuses on time domains. All of that. Make sure that it focuses on the really important things that you need and able to progress and able to get in so that you're able to get better. It just is what it is. Man, that word is really going to upset me. What is the word that I'm looking for? What is the word that I was looking for? When something is new or different or things like that. What is that word? I don't want to Google it. You guys, if you're watching this video, please hit that like button. It helps push us up in the algorithm. It helps more people find these lives and find the videos after the lives are live on my page. I figured that going live every day is a really good way to reach you guys as opposed to just like producing videos and producing content. Let's see how the TikTok is doing. See if there are any more comments or negative comments. Nothing. All right. Why don't we do some questions in the chat? I see that there's a decent amount of people watching. Let's do some questions in the chat. Questions, comments, concerns. I went on for a while about chronic illness, and if it's a choice, definitely don't think that chronic illness is a choice. But I do think the way that you decide to deal with it is your choice. Well, I don't think that way. I know that, right? I know that. I know it's your choice. It is your choice. It couldn't not be your choice. Unless we got into the little intricacies of the mind versus the brain and stuff like that. But I don't think that this is the place for that. You know what? I am going to Google that word because it's starting to bother me. Unprecedented, no. I think it starts with an I. Innovative, no. Oh my gosh. Whatever. I'm not going to look it up. So anyways, this is going to be posted too later. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that idea? About everything that I just said? Leave in the comment section below what you think. Do you think that chronic illness is a choice, or do you think that the way that you deal with it is a choice? The question in the chat is, how do you spread out your water intake every day? Like, how do you separate what water intake you use, electrolytes, and what water is just water? Makes sense? Yeah, that makes sense. So every day I have 3 of these, 3 46-ounce, well, 3 minimum 46-ounce of these. I do 1 immediately in the morning, and it takes me about 20 minutes to drink it. I'll usually have it with breakfast and with coffee. I'm a POTS person that can deal with coffee, or that, you know, coffee is all right for me. I've also worked up to that. I gave up caffeine for a long time, and then I kind of went back to it. And then so 1 of these with that, and then I'll wait a little bit. I'll fill it back up. But I put Element in my first one of the day. I think that it's important to get electrolytes in right away during the day. The second one I put electrolytes in too, because it's generally like my pre-workout hydration / intra-workout hydration. So I'll have another Element pack in that. The third one is where sometimes I don't put electrolytes in right away. I just have normal water. And to be frank with you, it's just because I don't feel like drinking more Element. It's just the taste. It's a lot of taste, right? It's a lot of flavor. And then my fourth one, I'll definitely have another Element. So 3 Element packets per day minimum. Summer's coming up, so I might be titrating up to 4 Element packs a day, but I've been doing pretty good with 3, and I've been doing sauna regularly, and I seem to be faring out just fine. But those new elements, the new sparkling elements are great, and I've been having one of those too, so about 4,000 milligrams a day. But yeah, for me, it's just important to make sure to get sodium immediately in the morning. I think that for everyone with POTS, it's really important to get like 1,000 milligrams or more right away in the morning when when you're waking, or right after, and then slowly throughout the day. So I don't think that sometimes I have exact math that I work on with people depending on how bad their symptoms are. I'm like, okay, you need to have the element right away in the morning, then you need to have one right after that, and then take a little break, that type of thing. But yeah, there's not that much intricacy to it. I think the most important thing is front loading your sodium in the beginning of the day so that you can feel good throughout the day. I think everyone chooses how they react to what happens in life. They choose what's real. Yeah. Yep. Important. And what's not as important as they think. Yeah. 100%. And the new elements. Yeah, for sure, dude. They're sick. I love them. I think that they dropped today. I think that the new element cans dropped today, which is kind of, I don't know, just more money to be spent. And I bet you, let's look. I bet they are expensive. Select 4 more packs. $72 for a 32 count of cans. What? $72? What's 72 divided by 32? $2.25 a can. That's not that bad, but you have to buy 4. You have to buy 4 packs. They don't let you just buy 1. Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. I haven't tried the watermelon element yet. I think that it's disgusting, to be honest, the packet, but yeah, I'm going to be, I don't know. I think I probably will buy the element cans today, but that's insane to me. I'm like, at my house, we have an outdoor rig. We have 5 men's bars for weightlifting. We have like 5 or 6 women's bars for weightlifting too. We have all the plates that you could imagine. We have a bunch of stuff here. We have a sauna. We have 2 ice barrels for cold plunging, a backyard, so this summer I'm going to be definitely doing like fitness parties on Saturdays and Sundays and stuff with friends. And so I think having those elements on deck is probably a necessity. At least that's what I'm going to justify it with. Yeah, I actually don't think that 225, dude, we spend more money on energy drinks. I mean, when I was, not sick, well, even after getting this chronic illness, I was spending like $3-4 on an energy drink. So something that actually benefits. I don't look at any of this as an expense that I can't justify. Any of it. Every month I have a coach that I pay for, $300 a month. Every month I have a subscription box of Element. Every month I have a subscription Butcher Box. I have a subscription Just Meats now. I have, I invest a lot into my health and fitness. Health, wellness, fitness. Important to think. Do you add salt to all of your food as well as the element? Yeah, I do. But there's definitely, when it comes to food and salt, there's definitely a cap. I like to tell clients to salt to taste. And for some people that looks a lot different, right? But like you'll see animals in the wild, they will literally walk for miles to find a rock to lick for salt and for sodium. So for me, it's like salt to taste. You'll know if you've had enough salt just by putting salt, sprinkling salt on your food. You'll know if you had enough sodium because it'll give you kind of like the feeling. And some days that's more than others. So always salt to taste is kind of my advice for that. Drink water slowly while you're eating. Drinking too much water can kind of screw up digestion and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. Part of me kind of wants to get on here and I don't know how to say it. show you guys other people's content, other content creators in the chronic illness POTS community. There's so much. You know what? I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys about something else that's been on my mind. A lot of these people with the minds of the woe is me mindset when it comes to chronic illness, and the people who post like bad content, or not bad content, like negative content, if you look at them as a whole, right, in a whole perspective as a person, I'm not trying to be mean here, but the ones who always post the negative stuff, you can look at them, and you can look at the content, and you can be like, yeah, this makes sense for you. This makes a lot of sense for you. There's one girl who posted on her TikTok or Instagram. She posts a lot about like basically doctors gaslighting and all this stuff. And you look at the profile, you look at the bio of these people, and it's interesting because these people who post about doomsday, woe is me when it comes to fatigue, like I'm so fatigued, and fatigue is different than tired, and chronic illness this, chronic illness that. Almost always in their bio, they have something in their bio of mental illness, of PTSD, ADHD, OCD, this, that, the third. And almost always, they show themselves eating crappy food too. It's mind-blowing. And almost always, they're on the different spectrums of heavy, like very heavy, and like very not heavy. It's almost never there's people in the middle. And the people that are in the middle seem to be the more positive ones, seem to be the people that actually have gotten it together, right? The ones who have not gotten it together, because I'm not claiming that I have it together, but they're the ones that seem to have their fitness, that have a majority of their life back, things of that nature. There's this girl, her name is the POTS Coach. And she seems to be very positive. She seems to, she shows people her life. She's a bodybuilder. She does bodybuilding preps, which I necessarily don't really agree with, but, to each their own, especially for people with POTS. But it is inspirational to see somebody who goes through chronic illness and they're doing something extreme like bodybuilding and, going through diets like that. And you could say that what I do is not very healthy either, right? I was working out twice a day. Minimum training hours before was like 4 hours a day. Now I've titrated that down to 2 hours a day, not because of POTS, but because I want to focus on this content creation, making money, all this stuff, right? Business. But what I mean is she is somewhere in the middle, right? Like she's not the very light and she's not very heavy. She's in the middle. She's fit. She is positive. She shows herself eating good food. She shows herself having self-discipline, having good disciplinary practices. And those people always seem to be the most positive people. And I don't know any other creators besides her and I that think and look like this, right? And I think that when you look at somebody like her or like me, you can tell that other things are going at least okay, right? You can just at least discern that things are okay. But these other creators, it's like they're negative and whatever, but you look at them and you're like, yeah, I mean, of course it's like things are not okay. You don't practice any discipline, and you're obscenely overweight. You are very, very light. Like there's other things going on there. And I don't think that these are people that they're relatable for sure. But in the sense that they're relatable to the people who are sorry for themselves and negative and want to stay in their crap. Someone like me and the POTS Coach, we're not very relatable. That's why people DM me every day or send me emails or send me comments or do comments on my YouTube, and they're like, you're an inspiration. I'm not an inspiration. Maybe you take that as an inspiration, but I don't want to be a role model or anything like that. I'm just doing me, and I'm sharing what I have done. I'm sharing what I do on a daily basis. And if that helps people, awesome. But I understand it's not relatable, but I'm not trying to relate to you. I'm trying to show you that there's a way out. I don't want to relate to you. If I were to relate to you, I'd be one of those negative content creators. I'd be one of the people that's eating crappy food every single day to deal with everything that's going on with me emotionally because it gives me a dopamine spike. I don't want to relate to you. I don't want to relate to them. I don't want to relate to these people that leave me comments like, well, Potts is like that, and working out like that for most of us is not reality. Walking upstairs, going to the bathroom, eating takes every bit of energy. Bro, I walk any flight of stairs and I still get out of breath. I don't remember a time in my life that wasn't true. I always am out of breath, but I'm not going to put that out there in content and be like, hey, this sucks. Everything sucks. I don't want to relate to people that are like, not many people have the choices. Chronic illness is debilitating. I don't want to relate to you. This content is not for you. You obviously haven't gotten to the point yet where you're so sick of feeling the way that you feel that you want to change, that you want to see someone like me or the Potts coach girl doing something positive. You haven't gotten there yet, and that's okay, but I don't need to be where you are. I've gotten out of there. I don't want to relate to you. I've already been through what you've been through. It took me a little bit less time probably to get out of it due to my, early life circumstances, stuff like that. I've gotten out of it. I don't want to relate to you. Simply put, I don't want to relate to you. I want to relate to me. I want to relate to other people that have bigger goals, that live life in positivity, that live life in abundance, that live life through Christ or through God. I want to be with people that live life in fitness, that are healthy, that eat well, that sauna, that work out, that talk about goals, that make money. I don't want to relate to you, dude. It's that simple. Being relatable is wildly over, how do you say it? Glorified. So many people are like, be relatable, be relatable, be relatable. Why? Why be relatable? All of the best content creators out there are not relatable. The thing that's relatable is that they might tell you the struggles that they went through before, but their life where they're at now, all the best content creators, the business owners, stuff like that, none of them are relatable now. Their story leading up to their success or leading up to their wins may be relatable, but they are not relatable when they find success in whatever avenue it is: fitness, health, wellness, financial, business, you name it. All the best are not relatable anymore. They were at one point, but that's not when they started creating content for the most part. That's not when they started creating the content. That's not when they started, inspiring people, because who can inspire somebody like that? Who can inspire change? I actually think that it would be a good idea for people, and Mike, I told you this, I think it's a good idea for people who are on the journey, who are actively on the journey, that know that they want more, to record the process. I think that's really cool. I think that that's still not relatable for a lot of people, especially with chronic illness, POTS, what have you, but it's more relatable than what I'm doing. People look to me and they're like, this is inspirational and stuff, and I'm flattered and I'm happy about that, but I think what the coolest thing would be is to see somebody with POTS document their journey out. I think that would be awesome. And I can make videos and give advice and tell you guys how I dealt with POTS and how I continue to deal with POTS, but I can never go back, and this is the thing that I miss. I can never go back and be like, and show you guys, this is what I'm dealing with right now, and this is how I'm going to get out. Follow me for the journey. I think that would be so cool. All I can do is show you guys and tell you guys what I did previously. And then you guys can look to me as inspiration or look to me as a role model, whatever you want. I don't necessarily I don't relate to that. But yeah, all that to say, I would just really like to see somebody do that. So Mike, I think that you're up. I think you're up, buddy, with that. You guys, if you are watching this video still right now, what I want you to do is hit that like button. Hit that like button. Comment something right now on the live. Comment something on the live. And yeah, you can really help out this page grow if you want more people to be positive. If you want more people to be, if you want more people to share this mindset with you, because community is everything, right? You can really help this channel grow by liking this video, sharing it, doing stuff like that. Commenting, it helps push the algorithm. Even you guys in the chat helps push the algorithm. So yeah. What is this email? Interesting. That's scam. Oh, man. I really like hopping on and doing these lives. Although I think that, to be honest, I think that putting out content works better. It's just this is the best way for me to actually get ideas out and talk to you guys in real time and be able to like make more content more frequently. This is the best way for me to be able to do that. It's thunderstorming. I need to freaking get out of here soon and go work out. Today's going to be a hard one, man. Very hard one. And I acknowledge that. I got cleans. Thanks for the like, whoever that was. I have cleans today. Let me look. I don't know. Are you guys interested in what I do? Let's see. I can't do it outside today, which is a bummer because it's raining. I guess I could do part of it in my shed, but I have power cleans, hip thrusts, abductions, no lockout front squats, dumbbell, front rack walking lunge. Ugh, that's ugly. That is gross. And then I have 3 rounds for time of a 40-calorie row, rest 1 minute, 40 wall balls, rest 1 minute, 40 alternating 1 dumbbell box step-ups, rest a minute. 10-minute easy bike cool down. So that is 120 reps 3 times, 360 reps. Jeez, dude. My coach doesn't like me, guys. She wants to see me suffer. She wants to see me upset. I think that maybe something else that would be helpful is fatigue. Fatigue. There's a lot of this talk on fatigue in the POTS community, and people with gosh, I could go on such a rant about POTS and MS and ME and all in CFS and all this stuff, chronic fatigue and adrenal fatigue, and it's not even worth going through all that stuff. However, the thing that I want to talk about is fatigue. And, people in the POTS community talk about fatigue and how it's different than being tired. And to a degree, that's true, I guess. However, in my experience, I don't know if there's research on this, but in my experience, the best way to combat fatigue is by trying to combat fatigue. So like anything else, right? You have to make your body, you have to teach your body to make adaptations to the way that you're feeling and be able to still deal with normal daily life. I think that so often when people they differentiate fatigue from being tired, and I don't really think that's such a subjective thing to do, and giving guidelines on that is highly irresponsible, I believe, because one person could feel fatigue in one, fatigue is so different for everybody, right? You have systemic fatigue, you have muscular fatigue, you have so many different types of fatigue floating around out there. And And the way that we talk about it is weird, right? Because your fatigue may be different than mine. Your fatigue may require that you lay down for an hour or whatever. And my fatigue might be, I just have to take 5 minutes to sit down. And saying that is different than tired, I don't know. You're just kind of playing with words there, right? Like they're just playing with words. And I almost think that they just want to use it as an excuse to not work on the fatigue. So for example, with fatigue, I think that an important thing is it's never the case that you can't move at all. It's just not the case that you can't move. So unless you're, paraplegic or something like that, obviously, right? I always feel the need to explain myself in these situations. I don't think that I need to anymore. I just in the moment I do. So anyway, it's never the case that you can't move at all. And I think the best way to combat fatigue, if you're somebody that feels like I have to sit down for 5 minutes every single day at this time because this blah, blah, like, your triggers, what you're, when you're going to have to sit down or deal with things. I think that the best thing to do is move a little bit. And then the next time you feel it, move a little bit more. Prove to yourself that you are not so fatigued that you can't move. Do something, right? Do something. And that's what I tell people that I coach with POTS. Hey, when you feel a crash, get up and go get some movement in. I promise you're going to feel better. 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what happens. They start to feel better. So, Satsuko, thank you again for all the valuable information and guidance. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, guys. Anyway, I didn't plan on coming out or on here and putting other content creators on blast and talking crap, and I didn't use any names, thankfully. And I didn't show you guys, I think I showed you guys one person's page, but it was like, I didn't screen share it. So you probably have no idea who I'm talking about. But yeah. I think it's important to kind of call this stuff out, because if we want a community of people doing better, we need to create a community of people doing better. And I do think sometimes it's worth showing the people that aren't leading by example, that are creating content that's of detriment, right? That's not good. So at least I don't think it's good. I don't know. Like I said, if you guys can relate to the content, the negative content, and that's what you choose to do, and that's who you choose to view, that's a you thing. But I promise you one thing. They say they say that you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with. And I can promise you another thing is that the content that you consume will shape your mind and will have some sort of effect on the way that you think, the way that you believe, the way that you feel, the way that you live your life. So I think that you should do your best to consume things that are only going to be positive for you, right? And that means food. That means water. That means, not drinking soda and stuff. That means reading positive mindset books, reading the Bible, whatever your flavor is, reading positive things, reading things that will direct you in a good direction, not in a bad direction. Watching, for the longest time, the only thing that I would watch was comedies because I just wanted to laugh. And that's still kind of how I feel about it too. I just want to laugh. I just want to have a good time. And so I try not to watch anything with negativity in it, We all get wrapped up in drama. We all get wrapped up in the negativity. It's addicting. It's like there's something innate in us that wants that, But yeah. So anyways. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer just to answer any questions that you guys might have, and then I'm going to hop off. I have a chiropractor appointment at 12:30. Just going to crack my neck. It's going to get me right. Dang, my YouTube short is doing pretty good. 1K views. That's crazy. that's interesting to me because, man, numbers are so addicting. Numbers can be so addicting. And I'm really trying not to focus on numbers here. There is one number that I'm like, there's one number that like I am very much so trying to hit. And that is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's the one thing that I am chasing, because I think that at 1,000 subscribers, I can do so many more things. Like there's all these rules on YouTube, like you can't collect AdSense, ad revenue unless you hit, and I'm being totally transparent with you guys, right? You can't collect AdSense until you've hit 1,000 subscribers. I think it's like you have to have a total of 4,000 live, 4,000 live viewer hours, or 4,000 hours of viewership in order to, you need 3,000 public watch hours in order to create memberships on YouTube for people to, like, I don't know, pay $5 to be a member and get like exclusive stuff. You need 1,000 subscribers. So I've already hit that, where I need 500 subscribers and then 1,000 or 3,000 public watch hours in order to collect memberships or whatever. But then you need to collect or to get AdSense, you need 1,000 subs, and then you need 4,000 public watch hours. I don't think that that's that difficult. And like for me, right, I'm a very competitive person. I'm very like results driven. Like I know that giving out good quality information, good quality content, that stuff will come with time. But that's why I'm doing this so much, and that's why I'm trying to give you guys real stuff. I'm trying to put you on game. I'm trying to give you strategies, ideas, things of that nature, so that I do get those goals. And with alongside of that, the other benefit is that it helps people. And that I didn't put the two together for so long, because I'll be honest with you, for a long time I was very hesitant and very I was just very hesitant to doing this, to doing the pots thing, to creating a channel around pots. But the more and more that I like think about it, and it's like, if I can help people, and I believe that my life is a life of service and helping people, then this is something that I should be doing. I should be giving out this information. I should be helping people with this. And if I can gain something off of it, that's amazing. That's great. But I should just help people. And if I also get, the benefits of competition through this and numbers and results and stuff like that, then it's a win-win. Like, I enjoy doing it now that I see results and progress with it. I know, because I'll be frank with you guys, and this probably for you guys too. I wouldn't be doing this like this if I didn't see some sort of benefit from it. And the benefit also doesn't have to come monetarily. It also comes from the fact that I have people comment and reach out and be like, you've helped me so much. Thank you so much for your content. All this stuff, like the compliments and stuff like that. Alongside of that, I also have like tangible, real goals and numbers that I get to chase and see, which is like 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 3,000 public watch hours, 4,000 public watch hours. All that is so amazing. I love the ability, just like I love building my business, and I have always loved building my business, just like I love to do that build. It's a challenge. I'm a man, right? Part of me is creating. I love to create. Aside from that, I get to create and build this channel. And I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it like that for so long. And the thing is too, is that this community needs a lot of help. And there's a lot more people than we think in this community. And it's not that many people. I just went over the number the other day of how many people actually have POTS syndrome. How many people have POTS syndrome? And it's like, what percent of the population has POTS? There's about 1 million people in the United States that have it. That's actually a lot of people, right? But it's 0.2% of the population. Well, there's an estimated 500,000 to 1 million people in the United States that have POTS, and there's a lot. So that's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that need help. And I'm not saying by any means that I'm going to be able to help 1 million people. I would love to be able to do that. But if I can help 10, if I can help 20, if I can help 30, 40, 50, 100, my goal, I have goals with how many people that I want to help, and I have goals of how many, people I want in the program and stuff like that, that I won't share. But if I can help one person a day from them watching my content, whether that's giving them some sort of hope, or they see my strategies and they're able to better utilize my strategies, or they're able to utilize my strategies at all, or, it gives them any sort of insight on how to kind of work with this thing and beat this thing, then that's a win. And I help somebody, and that feels amazing. So, so in my coffee, I put heavy whip. I know it probably gets annoying to hear me like clear my throat all the time. I go, like that. I put heavy cream in my coffee because it's the best. You put maple syrup and heavy cream in coffee. It's like nothing you've ever had before, and it's pretty low calorie. And that's why I clear my throat all the time. Most dairy doesn't really necessarily agree with me. But man, do I love it. Something that I want to talk about later on. It's not a topic for today because we're coming close to the ending of this live stream, but I want to talk about histamine intolerance, how your genetic polymorphisms might have an impact or an influence on your POTS syndrome, how maybe it's not POTS. For some people, I don't know if it's POTS, but symptoms of some things I want to talk about later end up manifesting in POTS, symptoms, or it could be a collective of both. I want to talk about some of that stuff. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Like this video or comment on it, or, hit the chat. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. By no means am I an expert. I'm going to try really, 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 really hard to get this guy on the pod, on this live. Maybe, if I can reach out to him and he says yes, I'd fly to him for sure. I'm going to try to get this guy, or I would do it online, over the internet type thing to talk to him. But yeah, I'm going to try really, really hard to get an expert on this stuff on, because I think that this, I don't want to say I think it's the secret. I don't want to say anything like that, but I think you guys go look up Dr. Ben Lynch. Go look up Dr. Ben Lynch, pick up his book, Dirty Genes, read the book, and just tell me what you think. That's all. I think that there's a missing component to a lot of chronic illnesses that people are missing out on. And it's not that everybody's dealing with histamine intolerance or even like, or have high homocysteine or anything like that. It's that I think that there's a whole culmination of autoimmunity, the way that your gut, your gut permeability, how that interacts with the blood-brain barrier, and so many different things. I just think that there's so much going on here. If you guys look at the field of psychiatry, there's a guy named Dr. Chris Palmer. He also has a book. It's called Brain Energy, but there's a whole field now coming out about mitochondrial health and how that impacts your physiology and your brain physiology. And the brain is connected to what? The spinal cord. And the spinal cord and your brain are what? The nervous system, right? So there's so much science coming out. There's so much theory coming out, and a lot of it seems to be confirming a lot of old hippie stuff, funny enough, right? So anyways, there's some homework for you guys that are watching this after the fact, and there's some homework for you guys watching this now. Look up Dr. Ben Lynch if you don't know who that is already. Go buy his book, Dirty Genes, and then look up Dr. Chris Palmer. He's a Harvard psychiatrist, a professor of psychiatry, PhD, all that, and buy his book, Brain Energy. I have both of those books in my house. Admittedly, I have not read all of them, but I consume Dr. Ben Lynch's stuff daily, almost all day. I'm looking into his methodologies, the things that he says. I'm listening to podcasts by him every day almost now. I'm gonna join his online education forum probably this week at some point. It's like $100 for the year, so it's nothing. And to be more educated and to help my clients out and to help you guys out more, I mean, it's worth the investment. And then Dr. Chris Palmer, I mean, his stuff is just amazing. I got the pleasure to actually meet Dr. Chris Palmer and talk to him a little bit at the CrossFit for Health seminar. And all the stuff that he's coming out about mitochondrial health, helping schizophrenics go into remission of schizophrenia through the ketogenic diet. And it's not just the ketogenic diet. I think that it all comes down to one simple, singular thing. And I don't want to spoil that. I don't want to spoil what I think it is now. I'm definitely not a researcher. I'm not a super, I'm not one of the world's leading intellectuals, but I've been in this health, wellness field, industry, hippie, innovative, functional medicine stuff for longer than I've had POTS syndrome. And a lot of this stuff, it's so weird because it's coming back. It was all getting away from the hippy dippy woo woo bull crap, and it's all slowly coming back, which is really interesting. It's really weird. It's all about mitochondrial health. And now I kind of think that I understand a little bit why the keto diet and why carnivore works so well for a certain subsect of the population. It's so interesting. And why that doesn't work super well for a certain subsect of the population, and why B vitamins are so important for everyone, and why vitamin D and grounding and heat exposure, cold exposure, and intense exercise are so beneficial for everybody. Environmental toxins and things. Now I'm just going off, but environmental toxins, why they're so bad, why I haven't been using fluoridated toothpaste for years. And, it turns out to be probably a good thing, and why I don't consume aspartame anymore. And, I go on and off with aspartame, here and there throughout the years, but I haven't had any sort of diet soda, even stevia sweetened diet soda, in a long time. I know that Element has stevia, but I need the Element, right? There's so many things. There's so many aspects to health and longevity, and there's so many different views on it. But a lot of like the leading science and the leading people in the field, the foremost thinking people, they're all coming back to the same thing. And it's really exciting to see. So I think that we're going to see a lot of strides in all this very soon here. So I'm going to open it up to the chat for a little bit, and then I'm going to end the stream. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free. Feel free to chime in. I might go live again today to live stream a workout. I'm not really sure. It just stopped raining, so I might actually do some of my training here at home. No, probably not. It's going to rain pretty hard. But tonight, because I might break up my session into two, just due to time, and I've been having a good time jamming on live. Maybe I'll do my later part later. Maybe I'll do the other part later. So if you guys have questions in the chat, you have any comments, concerns, let me know. Let's go. Let's get this chat active. Let's get you guys active. Thanks so much for liking the video. That really does mean a lot to me. It does a lot when you guys like the video. It does a lot for the channel. More than you guys think or know. You guys, last thing that I want to give you a reminder of actually too is that in the description of this video, there is a free trial link for my POTS community forum, and you get the first week of exercises for the beginner exercise program, basically. I've created this community on an app so that you have a positive place to go, a positive forum. And look, as soon as I start talking about that, people leave. That's okay. I've created a positive community online for people to go to with POTS. I think that there's a lot of negativity in the POTS forums, whether it be Reddit, Facebook, stuff like that. All the YouTube channels, people are just focused on the negative. This is only positive focus, right? So you can't talk about your symptoms unless you're talking about how you got over it or how you beat it with your mind, that type of thing. And then we just celebrate wins daily. I post things not daily in there for people, but I want like people communicating with each other daily, because I truly think that community is one of the best ways that we can make progress in life. So, or having a positive community. You are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And if you can't leave your house, or if you're scared to or whatever, at least you have people online that you can communicate with in a positive way. The community helps a lot. It's a place where I can relate to others who have somewhat of the same issues. 100%, dude. 100%. It's a shameless place to be. There you go. Exactly. Everybody in there has similar issues. Some people are at different phases of their recovery, different phases of, starting to recover, things of that nature. So it's really cool to see the different perspectives and the different places that people are at. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hopping on live with me. Thanks for chilling for the past hour. I do need to go. I need to get my workout done. And I need to do some other stuff. So thanks so much for being on this with me. If you did like it, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. And we'll talk to you guys in the next one, probably tomorrow. Peace out. Goodbye.